Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella Creed. This is my channel Ella Creed, and today we are reading I Still Think You're Beautiful. I do want to say that there is a trigger warning on this video because there is mentions of self-harm, and it can get pretty grim and pretty graphic. But other than that, I think we should be good. Like, subscribe, and comment. Whether the comment is just saying hello or whether it is giving recommendations, I will love both and I will respond to both. Also, another thing, I do have a work email. It's reads@gmail.com. So if you guys want to email me, that's where you can do it. Also, let me know if you would want me to make a Instagram, which I don't really know what I would do on an Instagram for this channel, but if you guys want an Instagram, let me know and I'll do that. But anyway, I'm also working on some more spice content, so be prepared for that. But other than that, I think we're all caught up, so let's jump right into the video. Chapter 25, Draco. I was on my way to the library. Harry had gone to get his books. I was nearly there when someone bumped into me. "Hey Draco, where are you headed?" It was Greengrass. She had her books with her also. To the library. I tried to speed up, but she just matched my pace. "Could I tag along? I'm going there as well." I nodded. She knew I was with Harry, right? "So, Draco, have you got yourself a girlfriend yet?" I snorted. "Greengrass, you know I'm gay, right? I have a boyfriend." She looked at me, shocked, but then her mouth curved into a mischievous smile. "Oh yeah, silly me," she giggled. "Are you meeting him in the library, then?" "Yeah. Can I meet him?" I'm not really friends with Greengrass, but I think she already met Harry. I mean, who hasn't? I guess it's Harry Potter. What? But I thought you hated him. You were a Don't say it. Please. I didn't have a choice. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it's none of your business. She sighed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. We made it to the library and I sat down at one of the long-ended tables. Greengrass sat next to me. She was extremely annoying. A few minutes went by and we made small talk. The door to the library opened. We both looked up and saw Harry. It all happened so fast, and Greengrass grabbed my face and started to kiss me. I tried to shove her off, but her grip was like a cat's. Finally, she released my face, and I pushed her off the bench. "What was that for?" I shouted, not caring about Madam Prince. She giggled. It was a sick laugh, and reminded me very much of my Aunt Bellatrix. "I was only having a little fun. No need to be such a drama queen. It's not my fault your boyfriend doesn't trust you." "Yes, it is!" I spat. I grabbed my books to run after Harry. I ran to our dorm, the only logical place he would go. I swung the door open. "Harry, I didn't kiss her. She kissed me. I'm sorry, Harry." But he wasn't here. The bathroom door was locked. "No, Harry, no." In the rush of getting out of the library, I'd forgotten my wand. I started to kick the door. "Harry, please." The door gave way, and I saw Harry's limp figure lying in a pool of red. "Harry!" In one hand was his wand. On the other was a long, deep, vertical cut up his arm. "Harry, please." I held him, grabbing a towel to stop the bleeding. It was red in seconds. "I guess I wasn't enough," I heard him whisper, his eyes still closing, his breathing shallowed. "Help! Someone help!" I shouted, hoping an eighth year would hear me. I heard someone come thundering up the stairs. I turned to the door of the bathroom. It was Seamus. "Draco, what the... Oh my God, Drick. I'll go get a professor." He ran down the stairs. I heard him yelling at the others who were in the common room. More people were coming up the stairs. Hermione. "Harry!" she cried before lunging at him. She whipped out her wand. "Let me see." I slowly removed the sopping towel. She grimaced and tried to heal it. She did. However, whatever spell Harry used, it wasn't letting us heal him. I put the towel back, pressing down. He was so pale. So pale. His breathing had slowed down so much. Every 20 seconds I would feel his heartbeat. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. It wasn't supposed to happen at all. My eyes were stinging as they flooded with tears. Hermione hugged me, and Harry. At last McGonagall came into our bathroom alongside Madame Pomfrey. "Bring him into the infirmary now." I picked him up. He was practically weightless. I couldn't decide whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. They put him on the bed and drew the curtains. I wanted to be in there. Why wouldn't they let me in? Hermione was sat on one of the uncomfortable chairs as I bore circles into the infirmary floor with my pacing. My head was jerked up by the sound of trainers screeching on plastic floor. A ginger ran in and looked at my tired, tear-stained face, then at Hermione's. "What's happening? Where's Harry?" Hermione walked over to him and embraced him in a hug. "Why do you care? You left him alone when he needed you the most." I spat and carried on with my pacing. "We made up. We did. And I apologized. I just wasn't ready for seeing you with him." I talked to Hermione about this. "Draco, it's fine," came Hermione's muffled voice. I nodded, but ignored him and carried on walking. Up, down, up, down. It was like a ritual. He's gonna be okay. He'll be fine. Fuck, I hated that word. We were there for what seemed like hours. Hermione fell asleep in Ron's arms, but woke up every 20 minutes. Pansy and Blaise came running in. When she saw Pansy run, she ran from Ron's arms to her newfound friends. Blaise sat by Ron and patted his back. After that, Dean and Seamus came in, holding hands. I wanted to hold Harry's hand and tell him it would be okay. Neville burst through after them. Sitting next to Blaise, he leaned against him. I carried on pacing, ignoring everyone, zoning out, numbing the feeling in my chest where I just wanted to scream and shout and kick. I wanted to rip open the curtain and see him, awake and healthy and happy. "Sit down, Draco," I heard someone say. "No, I can't. I need him." I just wanted to be with him. I need to be with him. I wanted him to take off his glamour and to be him, just him, because underneath all his scars, nightmares, and trauma, I still think he's beautiful. Chapter 26. Draco. "Draco, he'll be fine. It's gonna be okay." I'd started to have a breakdown after hours got longer and longer. I'd stopped my pacing and was now sat on the floor crying in Pansy's shoulder. Blaise didn't know what to do and just had his arm around Neville. He'd never seen me cry before. "How do you know that, Pansy? Why aren't they telling us anything?" I sobbed. "What actually happened? Why did he do this to himself?" Hermione asked in between a yawn. "I was waiting for him in the library. Greengrass decided to follow me there, and when he came in, she kissed me. That absolute bitch! I'm gonna hex her so hard she won't even remember her own name," Pansy roared. Everyone else nodded in acceptance, all with an angry look on their faces. I tried to push her away, but the damage was done, and Harry ran off. And then I found him. I had to kick the door down. He said he thought he wasn't enough. I started to sob again. "This is all my fault." "No, it's that slut Greengrass. I really want to." Hermione put her hand in Pansy's, whose face lit up and started moving. "Thanks," she said, smiling. The curtain opened slightly. Madame Pomfrey stepped out, pale-faced. Her eyes found me. "Please don't be dead. Please, no more. Please. I couldn't live with myself. Please." "He'll live." That was all I needed. I buried my head into Pansy's, crying, relief filled with tears. Can I see him? Only if you're sure you're ready. Not all of you, though. It was decided that me, Hermione, and Ron would be the first to see him. We slipped past the thin curtain and turned to look at the small boy on the bed. No matter how many times I'd seen him like this, no matter how many times I'd seen him in the hospital wing, he'd always look worse. He really did look dead. His usual tense, grinning face deathly pale, his warm hands that tickle my neck when we kiss, ice cold, his glasses on the table next to us, one of the lens smudged red with blood, his scar before I'd always found it endearing, and it symbolized all that he'd fought for, now a nauseating green color, not unlike his eyes. How I wish I could see his eyes, the way the edges crinkled when he laughed, the way they glistened in the moonlight, the way they widened when we kissed, but then closed in affection. I wanted him to open his eyes, to show me he was alive. I needed to see his eyes, his beautiful eyes. He was mine. He'd always been mine, and seeing him like this made me feel worthless. It was my fault this had happened. We'd be laughing in the library or lying on my bed in our dorm. I could be kissing him. This was all my fault. I gingerly walked up to the bed, slipping my hand into his bony one, trying to warm it up. His chest rose and fell. You could hear his ribs rattling under the strain of just breathing. His arm, that was bandaged profusely, layers upon layers of bandage. This scared me. But he's okay. He'll be okay. Hermione came and sat by me, wrapping one arm around me and cupping mine and Harry's intertwined hands. I let my head fall onto the bed. I was so tired of worrying about him, of asking if he was all right, of people asking me if I was all right. I just wanted him to be healthy. And we could kiss and it would be perfect, but it's never perfect. I just wish all this drama would stop. I just want to be normal, whatever's normal for wizards. We should get to bed. I've called in healers from St. Mungo's to watch him. He'll be monitored all night, so you don't have to worry. We nodded. Hermione practically dragged me from Harry's hand as I let it fall back onto the bed. The curtains were drawn, and we walked slowly out of the infirmary. Pansy put her arm around me and walked me to my dorm. Our dorm. She asked me if I needed anything. I needed Harry, but I didn't tell her that. She left me, and I just stared around the empty room, contemplating on today's events. Greengrass is going to be sorry she was ever born, I said to myself, my voice laced with malice. I couldn't sleep. I didn't have Harry, so I went to his chest in search of one of his jumpers. I found one, a Gryffindor red with the letter H printed on the front. I hugged it and pretended it was him. It smelled of him. I started to cry again. I considered sneaking down to the infirmary, but remembered that the healer would be there. I was about to close Harry's chest as a piece of paper caught my eye. I lifted it out among his clothes. It was the drawing. My drawing. Of him on the train. He kept it. My tears wetted the page as I thought back to our train ride, when I'd realized I'd fallen in love with him. Seeing him again after all those months in my room alone, it was the moment I'd fallen in love with him. I folded it up. There was writing on the back. I opened it up again and turned it over. The moment I fell in love with Draco Malfoy was written in Harry's flawlessly messy writing. I stopped breathing for about 5 minutes, my heart skipping every other minute. I crawled into bed, Harry's jumper in my hand, the drawing under my pillow. From then on, I was determined to make Harry blissfully happy, no matter what. I would never make him feel as if he was worthless or stupid, but the complete opposite. I also decided to find the person who was trying to kill him, whatever it took. The suspects ran through my head as I thought about motives, alibis. Then it clicked. The meetings, the smile, the lingering. whenever something happened, he was there. I sat up in a flash. It was him. Zelani. Alright, that is the end of today's episode. That is the end of chapter 26. We will be reading chapter 27 in the next video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any recommendations, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between. And good morning, good night, and good afternoon. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.